Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be going over the Tome of Polymorph Gold Farm. Let us begin. Okay, so today we're going to be going over towards the Tome of Polymorph Porcupine Gold Farm. Now this is a mage specific gold farm in which you can do with a mage. You can't do this on any other character, so you have to have a mage for this gold farm. However, you can get not quite a lot of gold from this particular farm. Now, currently, you're going to be wanting to farm this up best in the Jade Forest. Now, you can farm this up from the smoky porcupines, which are dotted around the area. These ones are neutral, so you can just run straight up to them and take them out. Now, overall, when you're actually farming this up, I would always recommend actually doing this in a loop shape fashion. So let's just jump through and show you how we actually do this. What you're going to be wanting to do is make your way over towards this particular area within the Jade Forest next to the 𝐆𝐀𝐌𝐄 Monastery. I take this flight point and then just start farming up the area. What you're going to be wanting to do is do a loop shape fashion around the entire of the actual area. Now, what I predominantly like to do is I tend to make my way over towards this little village type area. And you will know where you actually are because you'll see where the houses are from the 𝐆𝐀𝐌𝐄 Monastery, and you get to about here where all the porcupines are. You're going to want to just take them out really simply. I'm a fire mage, so I just use my fire blast ability to just take them out and then just loop them up, whichever way you feel necessary to take these guys out. However, I would suggest looping round. So I would start here, make my way all the way up and over this way, until we actually get to that darkened bit of forest. This is where the porcupines will eventually stop, and you're going to be wanting to head back around about this area here and just do a loop back round. I stick to one side of the actual area, then work my way around in a loop shaped fashion. This is so I can actually farm up all of the porcupines, and overall, when I've completed my initial loop, and you'll know when you get to complete the initial loop is when you get back to the houses and the pool of water, in which I will actually just loop back round again once again and do a new loop. If you do this loop in that particular way, you will always have mobs to slay of the porcupines. You will never run out of mobs because the first one that you killed will have respawned by the time you get back round to this. Now, a couple of things to note when it comes towards the smoky porcupines is that they have a 0.3% chance of dropping the Tome of Polymorph Porcupine, and they are fairly easy in order to target and find. However, if you are having an issue, then you can always do /tar smoky porcupine in order to actually target them better and take them out. However, the tigers are quite annoying, but that's it, they're easy to take out. But overall, this particular item sells for quite a hefty amount of gold on the auction house. If we go over here and we actually say porcupine, and we actually have a look at this particular item, it sells for roughly around about 20,000 gold on the auction house as of today. The region sale average is around about 19, so it's roughly around about 20k for both respective things, so my server and the region sell average as well, and the sell rate is at 0.001. However, I do find that this sells, if I'm selling it on the auction house, pretty much every time within a couple of weeks I'm able to sell this on the auction house, so I wouldn't worry about the sell rate that much overall. But if you really are sell rate crazy, then feel free to do another gold farm. But overall for me, I find that this works quite well. I usually will just farm up about 4 or 5 of these, and you can usually get around about 1 or 2 within an hour's worth of farming, depending on my RNG and luck overall. That being said, mage specific, you can only do this on a mage, and you can sell this on the auction house for around about 20k, but I farm up a bulk of this so I don't have to redo this farm every time I sell one. I can just farm a bulk load, and when I get to 1 left, I can then start my refarm again and have that constantly on the auction house while farming this up. Fairly straightforward and easy gold farm in order to do. Other than that, guys, that is how I would actually do this. You can also farm this up within the 𝐿𝐄 summit as well with the razor quill porcupines, and they're fairly easy in order to actually farm up as well, which you can find predominantly in this area. If we go into TomTom, add this in and open it up, go to 𝐿𝐄 summit, and you can find them right there in the east wind rest. In that particular area, just start running around and slaying them there, and they're at roughly around about the same amount of drop chance of 0.3%. That being said, guys, feel free to jump over towards the Discord for any other farming information or waypoints or all that stuff. Or if you want any additional gold making information, feel free to go over towards the Patreon with my TSM profile. Other than that, guys, have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be soon.